Well, good morning, everybody. It's a little over 50 degrees, a beautiful Sunday morning. I can't think of a better way to start the day than being able to step out the back door of the house and check on the beautiful patch of corn we grow in the garden. Seeing as how it's the first week in August, summer's not over yet. We definitely have quite a few days of nice weather. But as I mentioned in the previous video, we are on the slide downwards. The nights will get a little cooler, and of course the days are getting a little bit shorter. Well, right now, look at that sun. Right now it's pretty nice. It's a little after 6 a.m. So getting this day going. Our loss of daylight starts to speed up about this time. So we're losing 4 minutes a day, maybe a little more. Well, with all that rain, the river is full. Yesterday we spent all day at an auction. Didn't get any video. It was raining straight down the entire time. Just not a filming kind of day. But today, oh my, is it nice. Well, let's see how the road's doing. We had a lot of rain. Several inches out of this storm. Most of it was a good slow, steady drizzle or steady rain, which is pretty nice. Gets a chance to soak in. And since it was so dry, it's pretty welcome to have that extra moisture. So with all the rain behind us, and the forecast is looking like a pretty good week ahead. Here in a day or two, it'll be back up in the 80s, and that'll push some of the crops along, which is good. Okay, well, last time through, they were still using the detour. This is that hill that they just took a bump out of. I don't think there was any intentions of removing the entire hill, just a little part of it. See, they're putting a layer of rock down. The nice thing about all this rain on this freshly constructed road, it will help settle everything. It's a little messy right now, especially where they haven't put the gravel, but all that water helps compact everything and settle everything. And in the long run, that'll be nice. Right now, it's kind of messy. And with the start of another day, the mulcher is headed out to clear some more ground. On average, it clears probably 1 to 3 acres a day, depending on how thick the brush is and the terrain. Well, on my way by, I stopped in to check on the tomatoes, and they're starting to look pretty good, even ripening up. It's great to see that even on an average year, the tomatoes are capable of ripening up in the field. By doing these trials, we see which tomatoes do best out in the field. And if you want to grow large volumes of tomatoes, this is a good way to do it. The next is some sweet peppers. They're doing pretty good. Like everything else, it is new ground with different kinds of crops, trying different things to see how they do. I know I've said it before, but an absolutely beautiful day. After over a week of rainy, cold weather, to have this warm, sunny spell come in is very nice for sure. Behind me is where the road is. It's called Rush Road. So they're going to be clearing that here in a couple of months from what the plan is. So we need to go in, we're gonna measure off the 50 foot that they're gonna clear, and go ahead and mark the trees so we can come back in here in the next few weeks and collect those trees, get them out of their way so they don't have to deal with them, and we'll put them to good use as firewood. So we're gonna get in and get that done. Well, as you're aware, this is one of just a handful of old growth trees. It's what we call them. They're not super old apparently, but they survived the fire. They give some shade. There's only a couple of them around, so we go ahead and keep these for now. You can always cut them down later. And to my left is where the road is, so it's going to go measure, just pace it off, getting a rough idea, marking the trees that are worth salvaging so we can come back and get them. And that's the project here for a little while. So good day to be doing that. Again, just a really nice day out. I don't quite know how this is going to come out. I'm going to go do some walking around and measuring, and you guys can see what you can see. So this is Rush Road. Behind the camera is Nenana-Tokchakit Road. So 3/4 of a mile behind me is where this road tees into Kohlrabi. The right of way here is 50 foot on the left and 50 foot on the right of me, so 100 foot right of way. They should clear most all the right of way. They may not, it just depends. And then the road's going to be about 16 foot wide. So we'll mark everything within 50 foot of the center of this trail, or the center of Rush Road. That way we can come collect the trees, something they don't have to deal with. There's not many trees on this. There's a few here. I think there's a few more down there. And that's about all there is as far as our portion of this road. So we'll get those marked, and here in about 2 months, maybe a little more, they're going to be working on this thing. Lots going to be happening soon. There's actually more trees in here than a person might think. There's probably a couple cords of firewood, give or take. It's easy to get to. No reason to let them go to waste. So, we got that to do. The other thing we have to think about is where we're going to put a driveway. So it'll need to be along here somewhere. Probably on the top of the hill would be a good place, I would think. So you can see behind me, if I flip you guys around, there's the trail that will be a road, heads on down the line. So the monument's in there. There's the field. And then the road will be right back there. And this monument is already set back 50 feet. So it is the boundary of the right-of-way for the road and then the agricultural land. And then just past that, there is a 30-foot easement for utilities, power, sewer, water, gas, whatever happened to come out here in the future. So there's that easement as well, but that is a utility easement. So a little different than a public easement. So get this one flagged up and then see what else we can find to do. I like to make sure I keep this stuff marked as best I can. You know, the guys are out here clearing with dozers and heavy equipment. They have a hard enough time seeing stuff without making it more difficult. So anything we can do to increase visibility for them is good, for anybody else. These flags only last a few years. In fact, this one here, I'm pretty sure that's last year's flag. It's already faded pretty good. I don't know if you can hear that train off in the distance. Okay, it's doing corn things. I don't know if you can catch the pollen falling or not. Okay, out in the field, was checking on the corn. Things are looking pretty good. We had that week and a half, almost 2 weeks of cool, damp weather. It definitely slowed things down. As everybody knows, corn does love heat. All plants grow better when it's warm. So we had lots of moisture, which is good. We're down to the last 4 or 5 or 6 weeks of growing season. So it's make or break time. This field has been a little bit challenging since it's its first year. Looking forward to next year so we can improve on things. The ground will be better ground. It's all part of farming. But it is impressive to see it growing, that is for sure. From all of us out here at the farm, we sure appreciate everybody watching. Subscribe if you get a chance, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye. As I flew out of Fairbanks, I caught a glimpse of the mountains off in the distance. And if you notice, there is some fresh snow on the peaks. Just a gentle reminder by Mother Nature that summer is coming to an end and winter is on its way. I'm always amazed by all the contrasts. Cold, steep, snowy peaks and warm, lush river valleys. Alaska definitely is an amazing place.